Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today is going to be the last Pan That Palette update before the finale. Isn't it wild? That's wild. Wow. So if you've been following all year, you already know, but we are panning the Persona Identity palette. My goal with this ultimately was to finish it entirely. We of course aren't there yet, we aren't close, so we've just been trying our best here to get as much pan. I do feel really satisfied with how far we've come, and I'm very excited for the finale to show all of the progress pictures of each shade because I think that's gonna be so fun. And overall, I don't have the best luck with panning palettes. I just find that eyeshadow, I'm really light-handed with eyeshadows. I don't always wear eyeshadow. I do find that it takes me a really long time to go through them. So I feel like this was a really realistic way of looking at it, but I really enjoyed using this palette this year and I don't feel bad about the progress we've had. And I'm really excited to share this month's update. Here we are, my Freunde. We have an overview. As I do every month, we're just gonna go through each shade. I will show you progress pictures. I'll tell you how many times I think I used it and general thoughts. So first shade, of course, is Humble. It's been done for a really long time. Next up is Sassy, which is the Silver Shimmer shade, which is the second shade in the palette. We have Major Pan, and I really wish I would have just repressed this last month like I did Seductive, which you guys will be seeing in a second. I should have just repressed this, so I think today I'm going to repress it after I finish filming and then keep using it that way. Again, I will take a progress picture after I repress it and it dries. That way you can see it in the finale because it's getting very difficult to use. I was using it as a body highlight a lot in the last couple of months, and that's what really amplified the progress. Also, in the past month, I've been mixing it with all of the other shimmers to get more use out of all of the shimmers because it does lighten them a little bit and make them a little bit more wearable for every day. So I've been doing that a lot. Seductive, Gold Digger, and Sassy. Like, I've mixed these three so many times over the past month. How did I get eyeshadow all over my hand? Where did that even... Did I dig my finger in there and not even know it? I'm a mess. That shade has been used a lot as a mixing agent, so I feel like I made a lot of really good progress with Sassy this month. Next to that is Gold Digger, and in last month's update, I said I wanted to be as close to hitting pan on this one as possible. I have used it a lot, and I do think the dip has expanded, but looking at how deep the pans are in the other ones that do actually have pan in them, I don't know if I'll be able to do this before the finale. I'm really gonna try. I really do enjoy golds, and now that like Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up, I was like, you know what, I can just wear gold eye looks all the time and it's like appropriate for the season. So I'm really hoping I can just keep focusing on Gold Digger and have at least one new pan to show you guys at the end of the year. That is the one I'm focusing on. I think you guys can tell the dip in this one has gotten a lot bigger this month. Next to that is Seductive, and last month I said I was gonna repress it, so I will be showing you guys what it looked like after I repressed it. And as you can see now, we hit pan on it again, which is super exciting. This is my favorite shimmer shade in the palette. I'm wearing it today. Actually, I'm wearing all three of the shades I've just mentioned. They are on my lids today, as well as like 4 other shades from this palette. I like really try to use this palette today. Seductive, I have hit pan on for a second time, and it really looks like it's going to be gone. I think I can actually finish this one before the finale. At least that's my hope. That's the, you know, that's the ultimate goal right now, is to finish Seductive and to have Gold Digger have pan in it. I think that would be amazing. And I think Sassy might be, I might be able to finish Sassy as well. So we might actually have a full row of almost completely empty shades. That would be really cool. So ultimate goal there. But it was really exciting. I hit pan on it really quick again after I repressed it because there really wasn't much. The reason I repressed it was because it was getting very difficult to get my brush in with the way it was settled in the pan. Repressing it has definitely made it easier because it was flatter, because I typically go in with just a flat brush and then put it on my lids. So it was just easier to get product that way. And yeah, I hit pan on it again really quickly. Starting on the second row, the first shade is Charming, which I freaking use this shade almost every single day. Almost every day. I've really been debating on if I want to like scrape some of it into like a Franken bronzer. I don't know if the tone would be right for a bronzer, but it's getting to me now where I'm like, oh my god, I need to figure out another way to use this, to use more, because using it in my crease every single freaking day, it's getting old. This is the only shade, but this is mid-tone browns for you. Mid-tone browns last for freaking ever. I do think the pan has expanded a little bit, not as much as I would like. It just seems very slow moving. I basically put my brush in the center every time and swirl it and then, you know, put it on my lids. It's on my lids today. Like I said, I'm wearing the first 3 shades up here. I'm wearing Charming, Maverick, Fearless, and Audacious today. I'm wearing a bunch of these shades. And I basically use Charming every day. Next to that is Maverick, and I think Maverick moved a little bit as well. I did try using Maverick more, but I was using Maverick more as a detail shade, so not as an all over shade. So what I would do is I would take like a smaller detail brush and put it like right in my crease. That's what I did with it today. It's just like hanging out right here in my crease to deepen up Charming, because I do have hooded lids, so anything that's gonna add a little bit more depth to my lid area is what I'm doing. So I'm not using a ton when I use it that way, unfortunately. I need to try it as like an all over lid color. I think it would be really, really cool that way with like a really graphic liner. So I may try that this upcoming month for the finale, and I'd like to just keep expanding this one. There's no way I'm gonna be able to finish any of these mattes before the end of the year, but as long as I keep seeing movement, I'll be very, very happy. Moving next to that, Bombshell has a slight dip starting. I used that one a couple times mixed with Sassy. Same thing with the shade next to it. I feel like there's a little bit of a dip starting. I didn't use Goddess as much as I used Bombshell. Both times I used both of these shades, they were mixed with Sassy because they're a little deeper, so I used that to lighten it. Moving to the third and final row, Audacious, I did use a ton. I don't feel like the dip has changed at all. I am wearing Audacious today. I have it on my lower lash line buffed into Charming, and I also have it buffed into my crease just a little bit to blend out Charming and to warm it up a little bit. But again, that's like a detail kind of thing, so it's not using a ton of pigment when I do that, so I don't think it's really moved very much. Next to that is Chic. I did use this one a few times too. I've really been enjoying, I put in the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette in my Shop My Stash this month, and I've really been enjoying doing mauvey purpley tones, and I've used Chic a few times to like deepen them up. It still isn't my favorite shade in this palette. I think it's the worst one in this palette, honestly, but I did try to find ways to use it. Next to that is Bossy, and I tried to use Bossy as much as humanly possible. It is really pretty on the outer V. I think there's a slight dip starting now, but I honestly can't tell very much how deep it is. I don't think it's very deep at all, but there is a slight dip starting, which is promising. I was really, really bad with using like these three shimmers, Bombshell, Goddess, and Bossy, basically all year, so they haven't had much movement at all, which is all on me. But I am finally trying to get some use out of these guys, and I think Bossy finally has a slight dip. And then the last shade in the palette is Fearless. Fearless is what I have for my liner. I basically use it as a liner every day, but again, that's kind of detail work and something that doesn't really take a lot. So I do think the pan has expanded. I feel like it's expanded a good bit for what I use it for, but still just not very much. I also took a little bit of Fearless and buffed it into the outer V, but very, very lightly. I took a really big blending brush and like dipped it and then blended it just to give it a little bit more smokiness on the outside. And then I went over and like really, really packed on the liner for Fearless. That way it wouldn't get lost. So I did use it a couple different ways today, and I've tried doing that throughout the month, but yeah, still more detailed work that doesn't really show much progress, unfortunately, at least not quickly. And that, guys, is the entire update. Like I said, this is the last update before the finale, and I feel good about the progress we've made. I'm very excited for next year's Pan That Palette. I actually have a bunch of videos pre-filmed already, so I already have my Pan That Palette Potentials video going up at the beginning of, or halfway through December, and I'm leaving it up to you guys. You guys will be voting on what palette we're gonna be using next year. I gave y'all 5 options. So definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on that one. I think I have it scheduled for like December 13th. I think so far this has been my most successful Pan That Palette, and I've really just enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have as well. I will be seeing you guys next month for the finale. Send me all of the good luck. Leave me those purple hearts down in the comments. Why a purple heart? I don't know. I like the color purple. Leave me those purple hearts down in the comments to send me that extra luck to get through the end of the year. And I hope you all are doing well. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I do upload on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, there is always magic to be found, and I hope that means I see all of you in my next video. Bye!
Alright, ooh baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic, and we can save you from your